There's a bit of breaking news to bring you, and it concerns the defender Tino Livramento. He's been ruled out for 8 weeks with a hamstring injury, and it means he could miss up to 15 games. He, of course, joins the defender Fabian Schär on the sidelines. He's out for 2 or 3 months. The question is now into the transfer market for a defender. Definitely one to watch in the last 2.5 weeks of this window. But
now, whilst we're on Bournemouth, we've got some breaking news to bring you. They have signed Fraser Forster on a 6-month deal. This is to add some goalkeeping cover to Andoni Iraola's squad. The 37-year-old is a free agent. He's been available since leaving Spurs in the summer. So Bournemouth's number 2, Will Dennis, of course, was injured in training this week. So the club is still waiting to find out the extent of that injury. Forster will be in the squad to face Arsenal tomorrow.
Mikel Arteta there talking live on Good Morning Transfers ahead of their game against Wolves. Feels like the most clear and direct we have heard Mikel Arteta on Arsenal's January transfer window and that much talked about search for a striker. Just worth reminding you, I think, exactly what he said there. If we can get the right player, we are actively looking. It is clear in this period that when they lost Saka and Jesus, ideally...
In terms of reinforcements, they didn't do that business in the summer. Obviously, they brought in Raheem Sterling on loan, but he hasn't really contributed. And I think it's an overcorrection right now from Arsenal. When I look back to the transfer window last summer, when they brought in defensive reinforcements, they brought in David Raya, they brought in Jurriën Timber, they brought in Declan Rice, who at the time was a defensive midfielder. Because in the first season that Arsenal launched that title bid, they were very good going forward. 15 league goals from Martin Odegaard, 15 league goals from Martinelli, 14 from Bukayo Saka. But those players, through a myriad of reasons, whether it's injury or just poor form, haven't contributed with goals this season. And
the question to Mikel Arteta and the pressing need for an answer on whether or not it is a necessity. He believes it's a necessity in this window. I think in previous press conferences and when we've heard from Mikel Arteta previously, he has very much praised the squad as a whole and the squad's involvement in goals and what they could do as a squad.
Huge breaking news. We spoke about this being the deadline day of all deadline days for Liverpool's window. Before today, over £300 million had been spent by the football club. They got Alexander Isak in a deal worth 125. It's got even better because guess what? You've got a new centre-back. Deal agreed with Crystal Palace for the defender, Marc Guéhi, the Crystal Palace captain. It's worth £35 million. He's now been given permission to undergo his medical